will cost you a whopping $10. But to me, it's vital information because some of you might be thinking, I'm not the rooster. There's no rabbit. I don't know about any bunnies. They're not hopping down the bunny trail. Well, they might be, and they might be in a very critical position in these 4 pillars, as might anything be. So it's, look, you spend gazillions of dollars on doctor's reports. This would be up there with kind of your very best report that even though you can't quite read and understand the whole thing, at least you've got it. And at least when I'm on the air, you can pull it out. You can kind of go, rabbit, I see it. There it is. It's there. And then you can phone in and go, jeepers, Elaine, I've got it in the area where it says day. What does that mean? And I'll be happy to tell you what it means. And then ways to soften the energy or to use it constructively or both. Because on March 4th, the sign, the technical sign for that month shifted into rabbit. All of the flying stars shifted too. Now, I've spoken of the flying stars on a few other occasions. You folks need to be doing your work, and you need to be working along with me so that you can have the help you want. I'm not going anywhere. I have an assignment to be showing up on this radio. So you've got me. Take full advantage of that. I was just about to say, you're not going to find that next week I'm not on the air, and then I have to laugh. This is true. Next week I'm not on the air because I've had to tape that session a bit earlier for things that are just going on at the studio. But I'm going to give you a great heads up for next week's radio thing. It's already in the can, as they say. You need to be listening at 3:05 with your pencil and paper ready to go. I have put on tape introduction to the I Ching. I've shown you how to do it. It's like I Ching 101. Some of you who have been through 101 with me up in New Jersey, I'm sure now, several years later, that 101 is long gone from your thoughts. But next week, you pull out the old notes, be ready to take some new notes. So although you can't call in, make a note of any questions, and then the following Tuesday, when I'm back live, we'll go over it. You are worth the questioning. You're worth it. It's time for that kind of expansion. Remember, we're in a 1 year. Expand, grow, knock it off with your old stuff. Well, you should have been doing that for the last 5 years conservatively, but certainly in 2016, everything should have gone down the drain. So with the flying stars, last month, the number 8 was in the center of the Bagua, which made me say things like, be very careful about doctor's appointments, particularly women. This would have, last month, under the month of February, wouldn't be a great month to go for a mammogram, a gynecological examination. It just wouldn't have been, because the energies were counterproductive, to put it nicely. This month, if you want to go have all that stuff done, if you still believe in it, have a great time. Better than 90% of the population believes in it, so I have to believe that 90% of you who are listening still believe in it. When the spell is broken and you want to see things from a different perspective, you will. I promise you, you will. And the floodgates will open because you'll see everything from a different perspective. So what's happened here now, 8 was in the middle last month, 7 is in the middle now. Well, what does 7 bring? It brings a little quarrelsome energy. It also brings, I just want to double check that I'm telling you the truth here. Hang on a minute. Let me look back at that. Yeah, I'm quite sure. Where did I put that? Problem is I come in well armed to give you all this great, great stuff, and then I'm so well armed, I can't dig it out when I need it. But be that as it may, I'm quite sure. Yeah, it's a Quarrelsome star, so that you could feel like going and punching someone. That would be the 7 in the middle energy. So if that happens, just sit on it for a while because nothing's going to be accomplished that way. And the 7 brings a little bit of bad luck, and the 7 also brings a sense of a little theft. All right. So isn't that interesting? Theft occurs in many ways. I could steal your reputation. I could steal information off a website and then scramble the website. And that fascinates me because I was just alerted to something that I full on thought was theft the minute I heard about it. So that's very interesting. And we all know if I take a nickel from you, the universe is going to have a great time with me. In its own time, it will take 25 cents. Life just works that way. It takes back with interest. It gives with interest, but it takes back with interest. So if you have any predisposition to taking something, I would be real careful because there will be retribution for that. Okay, it has to be because the ledgers have to be balanced. It's part of the universal laws and that the real legal system. It's nothing to do with Earth legal system, which is pretty corrupt. But the real legal system from the higher ups, if you will, is flawless. And there are no mistakes and really works really perfectly well. So with 7 in the middle, what that did was, for you men that are listening, it puts 8 into the northwest area, okay? So across the board for men or the female head of the household. So let's say the mister died, left town, left you, whatever. Female head of the household and men head of the household. There's an influx of money. So please take advantage of that. Now, the best way to take advantage of it, because the 8 is it's what we call a stillness. It's the mountain energy. Learn to be as still as a mountain. Learn to really trust that you're being lived. All experiences are playing out on the screen of your life without doing much. The less you do, oddly, the better off you're going to be this month. So it should be it's like, okay, bring it on. Part of the problem with us in the human condition, we have managed to not be good receivers. We seem to be better givers. But open up to the channel of receiving and have a good time. Right before I left the house today, a gal pal called me from Miami. I must have had a busy day today. I keep mentioning all these phone calls, but it was kind of an interesting day with people helping me and coming with information. And my gal pal from Miami put me on such a high because she's like, yep, open up to receive money. It's coming. And I'm like, well, okay then. I think I made it. I think I made what would normally take me about a 45-minute trip to get from my home to where I'm speaking to you right now. Honestly, I think I made it in about 23 minutes because it's like the car levitated here. Very interesting. But that's what joy and a sense of joyous expectancy does for you. It lifts everything. It's quite magical. So that's the really lovely stuff that's potential for this month. Now, here's, for a little sunshine, we have to have a little cloud. So the little cloud is happening for those who are Lee South. The Lee South energy, not only does it have what is called by the Chinese, who I think do love Well, they choose words that I'm sure we have butchered because their words are very intricate and rather deep. But what we've come up as the translation, what we've come up with for the translation of the 5-star is disaster. I don't think they've actually said that. I would suspect it would be more like upheaval or sudden change or perhaps reversal of fortune. But if your fortune's been really punk, really crummy, you could have a great reversal of fortune, which would be, the crumminess lifted, and now you can go forward again. So it could bring a reversal of fortune. But what's happened is what they call the sickness star, the 2-star, is now on that south energy. And the south energy has to do with your heart. So this would be, you will be given opportunities, or I also call them initiations, to keep that heart center open no matter what. And then you pass the initiation and you go on to bigger and better things. So you can't pass the test or the initiation until the initiation's given. So if someone bursts your bubble or ruffles your feathers the wrong way, look upon it as, what's this to me? Not to them. What's it to me? What's the lesson here? Because this is all about heart and eyes. Seeing with the eye of love, the eye of truth, which sees all. Number one, it sees all, but it sees all as itself. So it actually only sees the God of everything. So the person who pulls the gun on themselves or another person, that was the eye of love, just seeing that. It's just the experience that it wanted. So very interesting. And because that Lee South energy, it is connected oftentimes with the male energy because it's the house of illumination or the Buddha energy. You men out there, this isn't the time to stretch that heart on a physical, with, if you know that your heart's been physically not well, this would not be the month to run a triathlon. So common sense would prevail. It's probably not the month, unless you had to, unless there was a critical issue. But if there's a chronic issue, it's probably not the month to have your heart checked out. But I suspect as the month wears on, we'll be hearing things like either eye problems or heart problems. Okay? It just is what it is. Now, if you are experiencing, and somebody who's listening is, I don't know who you are, but this has been pointed out to me, someone who's listening is experiencing heart palpitations. You're not having a heart attack. There's a digestive issue, and it's something to do with either the way you're eating or what you're eating or both. It's really time to take yourself in hand and make some very long overdue changes. But you're not having a heart attack. So I don't know who you are, and I'm not even sure whether it's a male or a female. I think it's a female. So listen up. You're okay. You're not dying. And there we have it. And what else should I tell you about that? Yeah, okay. Those of you who are Chen East, some of you know that you are Chen East. That's the dragon energy of sorts. It's one of the sacred animals. The dragon energy is there. The dragon energy is also located in the northwest pocket because that's the heaven pocket. So there's actually two great pockets that hold that very forceful dragon energy. And what's in the east is the disruptive, everything changes star. And I have to smile because when I think of my friend Renee, who's waiting to be a grandmother, that star is right there. And of course, as I spoke to her on the way up here, her life is about to change. You are never the same.